So do hit the like, follow and subscribe button before we begin this video. And just following on from today's coding challenge, in which we did in our previous video this feature encoding, in which we took the original data and we did some sort of encoding to get our encoded data. And what we actually did in our piece of code was, this was our original data, which was apple, banana, banana, apple, orange, and so forth. So a list of data, and we wanted to encode it in some way. So we had this encryption. We called it an encryptor, which was basically just a Python dictionary or a hash table. And we could have used any of these types of methods. We went for the simple for loop, and we went through this iterable, and we pulled out each of the dictionary values for each of the values for the dictionary keys in our original data. So that's what we did, and we got our encrypted result. So if I was to run that again, we get our encrypted result, which was exactly as per the picture. So happy days, very nice. But the follow-up question was, how do we do decryption? And one method, and again there's like a number of different methods, but this is quite a cute method, is if we've used a dictionary like this to do the encryption, then in some way, if we can reverse the key value pairs, that might be the obvious thing to ask. So if we can switch these around, this banana and this 0, and if we can switch this apple and this 1 around, and so forth. So if we can switch all of these items around, then we will have a good way of doing a decryptor. So let's just do this decryption. And the way that I'm going to do this is with a dictionary comprehension. And I don't want to use D again, although we could do, so we could overwrite it, but we'll call it decrypt. D-E-C-R-Y-P-T, decrypt. And basically our decryption is going to be a dictionary comprehension. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the value and the key for the key and the value, and that's the actual swapping part, also K, V, in the D dot items, because we want to get each one of these items. So D dot items, we're going to get the item which is the key value pairs. So we're taking these key value pairs, as in the key and the value, but we're actually switching them the other way around. Notice the switch, we swapped the K and the V around, so we're going to turn it the other way around. So every item in our dictionary comes out in the format of a key. In fact, I'm going to mark them so that it's very clear in the colorings. So the key here is in blue, and the value here is in red. So we've got the blue on the left hand side of the red, but we're doing a switch and we're getting the key this time on the right hand side and the value on the left hand side. So we're doing a nice cute little switch there. Python lets us do it in one line of code, which is one of the beauties of Python that it offers compared to some of the other languages. Now hopefully this will work as a decryptor. We can actually just test this, because we can type in DECR decrypt, and hopefully we will see this. And what we do get, we see this reversed dictionary, where now instead of having banana equals 0, so the key is banana and the value is 0, we now get it the other way around. The key is 0 and the banana is 1. And we can now go along and test our decryption. So we know that our decrypt actually works. Let's go and test our decryption, which we will just do the same thing. We'll do a for, the same for loop, and we'll do this time data, and they're not in range because our iterable is going to be the encoded data. So for data in encoded data, and we're going to have to make a decoded data value. So we've got our original data, and then we got our encoded data, but now we're going to have to go back to, I'm not going to make it original data because that would overwrite it. We might want to do a comparison, but we'll call it our decoded data, which should match our original data, and it's going to be a list like this. So notice that the format is exactly the same, and the format I'm talking about is this little pattern over here is going to be repeated exactly down here. So we need to do a decode data dot append. We're going to append it with our decrypted data. So let's just go ahead and actually do that. So we're going to populate this particular list here, which is now empty. So our decoded data dot append, we're going to append this list, and we're actually going to append it with the decrypt and then the actual data that goes in there. And note that the data that does go in here is going to be the 0, 0, 1, 2, and so forth. And we know what the encoding looks like, because the 0's going to transform to a banana, apple, original, orange, and lemon, and so forth. So finally, when we've done our little pattern, we're going to do exactly the same thing over here, which is actually just print out the result for ourselves. And this time the result is going to be the decoded data. And here we're going to need to have the decoded data, just like that. And probably just for posterity, I'm going to do at the top, we're going to print out our original data, just so that we can do a comparison for sanity check right in the beginning after we've actually created this. So let's just do this, print, and this is actually going to be our original data. And notice something, this has got the yellow underscore over here, and that's because decoded data hasn't actually been created at this point in time. That gets created down at line number 34. We need to change this to original data, because that's what we want to see. We want to see our original list for the purpose of comparison. So we're going to print out on line number 11, we print out the original list. On line number 29, we've got our encoded list. And line number 38, we've got our decoded data, and hopefully our decoded data matches our original data, which means that we would have done an encryption and a decryption successfully. So let's actually just try and run this now in Python like this. And indeed, in fact, it looks quite nice because they're all very similar in terms of length. We've got our original data here on the top line. There was nothing special about that. That was just our original list. Then we've got our encoded data over here, and we see that we get our decoded data just on the line down below, and we notice that we have a complete match. So banana goes with banana over here, and the next one, and apple goes with apple, orange goes with orange, lemon goes with lemon, and so forth. So we now know in Python how to encode data, and we also have a way of decoding data. These aren't the best ways of doing it. It's just a simple solution. There's like hash libs, and there's other types of encoding and decodings that one can do, like hexadecimal and binary and other things like that. But this is just one simple method of doing it, and that's using the Python dictionary and the reversed key value pairs in the item dictionary. So thanks for watching. This is feature encoding, and actually now I'm going to call the second half of this video feature decoding. If you like this video, hit the like, join, subscribe button, forward this on to friends. If you have any comments or anything that you'd like to say or add to this, by all means do put it in the chat. So thanks for watching.